Okay, I don't know if you can see in the camera, but it's fading. It's coming in, it's coming in, it's coming in, it's coming in. Woo! The sage and the salt. What's the difference? So Clash Disc just put out the sage. Well, actually, it just came out in the 2023 holiday box. So depending on when you watch this video, it may not be out for regular production. But if you're able to get one of the boxes, you're able to get an early release of the sage. Now, I've already done a review video. I'll put that little card or little link up there for you. But I've already done a review video on the sage. It's so close to the salt that I wanted to actually do a video where I'm actually throwing them and we can look at them basically side by side. Because the salt's already been out for quite some time and a few people really like it, and it's the numbers are from Clash is 12.5, -1.3, and the sage is 12.6, -1.3. So the biggest difference, or the only difference really, is the one glide number is more. 6 is more than 5. Now, as far as the feel of it, the rim is about the same width. I would say, though, the sage, if you look really close, you'll see a difference in the rim right where your hands, where you'll hold on to it, where your grip will be. You can see it kind of raises up a little bit more. So that's a big difference as far as the rim. As far as the dominess, these two, I would say the salt is a bit more dome, maybe a bit different on the dome of it, but there you can kind of see the difference in the two. But the big difference is going to come when you throw. Now, I've already seen some people online where they've said that the sage doesn't feel quite as comfortable for them as far as a backhand throw. They are liking it for a forehand, but I'm not a big forehand thrower, so we're going to take a look at it through my eyes as far as a backhand throw. All right, so this is hole 6 out here at Hakey Creek in Tulsa, Oklahoma. As you can see, it's a kind of a wide open shot into a tunnel shot, which I really like the setup. And this is a hole that I typically will use the salt on because of its stability. For me, I can throw it pretty hard into any kind of wind and it's gonna dump. No, it's not gonna dump, it's gonna hit, it's gonna fade, it's gonna go to the left. First, we're gonna do the salt. I've got 2 salts in here so that we can do a couple throws and see how we do. Now, I know a lot of you have been watching my review videos. I've never professed to be a professional. I know I need to work on my rounding, so as I know you'll do, let me know in the comments below what I need to fix. Here we go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw it as straight and flat as possible, so I will let the disc do the work. All right, so that one's gonna be a little short of the opening, as you can see. Now, it did what a salt does for me. Now, this one I'm gonna give a little more oomph. The distance from the tee pad to about the opening where I want to be, where I typically like to be, is about 240 feet. Okay, so that one went a little straighter, a little more power, and that one was a little past the opening, but I think it looks okay. Let's do the sage. Same thing, I'm going to try to throw it as flat as possible. Now that one went flat. That one was short again. Oh! That one had a big skip. So I'm not really seeing a lot of difference in the flight, but there is definitely a difference when I let go, because I can feel the difference in the rim right there. I'm not sure the technical term for that right there, but I can definitely feel when I let go that right there. All right, again, we are feeling a little bit of a right to left, kind of a head right to left. Not quite head on, but not quite right to left. That one's gonna be way short. Yeah, that one's gonna be way short. So I know I need to work on my rounding, but as you can see, for me, the salt and the sage, I'm hitting about the same lines and I'm hitting about the same distance, but I wanna throw them a few more times. Okay, that time I threw it more out to the right, and that landed a little deep into the opening. I'm gonna aim it if I aim it at the big section right there, the green section where it's not quite dead, maybe I can let it hyzer into there. Let's see what happens. I aimed it, but then let go on a hyzer up short. Yep, I was worried too much about hitting that spot. Now time for the sage. I'm gonna do the same thing, I'm gonna aim at the big spot. Oh, let go of it late. But it's gonna turn out to be okay. Oh, it's gonna be long. That one's way long. I think I'm gonna try this time to just throw it nice and straight. As straight as I can get it, but that's gonna look good right at the opening. Beautiful. Oh, it's gonna roll in there a little bit. For this time, I'm just gonna throw them as straight as possible. I'm not gonna aim at anything. I'm just gonna throw because I wanna see what happens if I wanna see the difference if I just throw it rather than trying to aim at that opening. So let's do the salt. Okay, it basically comes out of my hand with a hyzer. Now I'm gonna try to aim so it doesn't go in the bushes though. Okay, that time I went straight and got a little bit of distance for me. That time it went nice and straight, and then left, fade. Now, remember we've got about the right to left wind, probably 5 to 10 miles an hour. Okay, this is the sage. I'm gonna try to do the same thing I just did, aiming at that certain tree I got over there. That one may have gotten a little bit more distance, but I threw it up a little bit more and didn't go straight. It kind of just rode like that. It rode with a little bit of a hyzer. Second sage. Same thing, came out like this, went up high, and then came back down. Okay, just to see, I'm gonna throw forehand and give you guys something good to laugh at. You can critique me on my forehand throw. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna throw a forehand, see what happens. Whoa, that was terrible. But at least you can see what the salt does. Let's try it one more time. I think I saw people where you do like this. Let's try that. Oh, there we go. All right, so you can see how that turned or flexed, whatever you want to say. So let's see what the sage does. See if the sage feels different. No, the sage pretty much does the same thing. Now, as far as like that part on there, how does it feel for me? I can't be a really good judge of it because I don't do a lot of forehand, but I can see where someone would like the way that feels a little bit better. Now I know people do different. I think this is how you do it. So let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions of how to do this different. Look at YouTube's gonna teach me how to throw. YouTube, you need to teach me how to get more distance. Okay, I could see either one of those being for a short distance. I'm definitely not gonna throw flick shots for any distance, but I can definitely see something that I need to kind of come out and then finish hard to the right. So I could see that being a benefit. So there's my comparison between the sage, the sage and the salt. Not a huge difference as far as throw for me. I would say the big difference is going to be in the way it feels when you release it because of that difference in the rim. As far as flicking, I'm not a forehand thrower, but you can see that I have heard that some people like the way this feels as far as a forehand. Letting it go, a lot of times I let it go like this and it just kept going to the left. If I were able to get it straight, I could get a little bit of more distance out of it. Unless the wind's really hard, I'm not gonna get this sucker to turn over, but I do like releasing it on a slight anhyzer to get it to flex out. Now I do have separate review videos on the sage and the salt, so you can check that out here. Or make sure you subscribe so you can see any future videos that I put out. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Remember, leave your comments about my rounding in the comments below.